Get back in shape. 5 simple steps. So, whether you're working out or driving, just consider listening and taking it all in. But if you are home and do have access to pen and paper, consider grabbing it. So I'm going to share with you a few things you can take notes with and internalize some things for your fitness goals. And thanks for being here, Jay. I saw that if those of you watching, be sure to check out some of Jay's videos on his YouTube channel. He has a YouTube channel as well, and he's going to be uploading a T-bar row video today. And so I can't wait to check that out. So thanks for that, Jay. And thanks for all your comments. Yeah, so yeah, upper chest, you're focusing on that as well. So when it comes to our fitness goals, I feel like it's very important to have a clear, specific goal. So we're going to do a little goal setting exercise, and Jay and I have both probably already done this. But if you haven't yet set a goal for your fitness goals yet, consider doing it. It's very important. It helps you to get clear and specific. It really helps when working towards a fitness goal to know exactly where we're headed. Sometimes when we're on a fitness journey, and if you don't have a specific goal or a specific destination, you don't know exactly where you're going. Sometimes the day-to-day fitness activities can be really challenging. So I want to encourage you to have a clear, specific goal, know exactly where you're going. Myself chest press. Yeah. I feel like, I'm trying to keep my upper chest up as well. So yeah, thank you, Jay. Thank you for all you do. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And so, so getting a clear, specific goal, knowing exactly what it is you want to achieve. So that's the first thing. So a lot of times I feel like the simplest way to do a goal exercise is to have a specific body weight and a specific body fat percent, right? So let's think about it. Let's do a little goal setting exercise, right? So if you could wave a realistic magic wand and you could have your body and your health and your energy any kind of way you wanted it to be between now and say a year from now, what would that be like for you? Think about it. So you could have that goal, that health, that body, any kind of way you wanted it to be. I'll start. I can share my example. I'm currently 180 pounds and about 10% body fat. And my goal is to be 190 pounds, at least 190 pounds, and at or below 10% body fat. So that's a very clear and specific goal. I know exactly where I'm headed. So what is your goal? If you could wave a realistic magic wand and you could have your body and your body fat percent any kind of way you wanted it to be, what would that be like for you? Checking in on my dog. So if you could have it any kind of way you wanted, so let's figure out what that is. Right. So ideally, set a body weight and a body fat percent. That is a very clear, very specific goal, right? Now, once you have that, if you're interested, I'll share with you this affirmation / prayer to consider, right? So it goes like this. I am happy and grateful now that I am, and then you state your goal. So I am happy and grateful now that I am, and then you state your goal. So I'll share with you my goal, and you can use it as yours, but just plug in your numbers. I am happy and grateful now that I am at least 190 pounds and at or below 10% body fat. That's just a way of expressing my goal. In the future tense, think about how that sounds for a moment. I am, and you can use this tool. I want you to use this tool. This is the phrase, I am happy and grateful now that I am, then you say your body weight and your body fat percent, right? So what this does is the feeling of gratefulness, it has a some feelings have what they call vibrations to it. And the gratefulness vibration is very, very, very strong. It's a very strong emotion, gratefulness. So what we're doing is we're putting ourselves in the present tense that we are right now happy and great. I'm currently, in reality, I'm 180 pounds, 10% body fat. My goal is to be 190 pounds. As I say my affirmation / prayer, I'm saying, I am happy and grateful now that I am at least 190 pounds and at or below 10% body fat. What I'm doing is I'm expressing my goals as if it's already happened. And I hope you can gain the power in that. Is I'm expressing my goal as like it's already happened, and I'm grateful that it's happened. Yes, I'm happy and grateful now that I am at least 190 pounds. It's so funny sometimes when I say this going to the studio in the morning, I'm saying I'm happy and grateful now that I am at least 190 pounds, which is bigger than I am currently. So I notice I kind of sit up bigger, and I really feel that I'm 190 pounds and 10% body fat when I say it. All right. Thank you, Jay, for your participation. We need to see what we've been improving on and not comparing them to other people. Yes, exactly. Yeah, some people do grow muscle faster than others. Exactly. I do. That's a good, I feel like maybe just comparing ourselves to our own journey, making sure that we're progressing. Is that kind of what you're saying? That's a good comment, Jay. Thank you so much. So now that we have our goal, we have a clear, specific fitness goal, right? And we have the affirmation / prayer around it. Now, the 5 simple steps to get back in shape are exercise, nutrition, recovery, supplementation, and mindset. Those are the 5 simple steps. So if we just follow the fundamentals, I had a mentor one time that said, in any major area of life, there are really only about a half a dozen things that really matter if you follow the principles to become successful. With fitness, for example, I feel like there are only 5 things that if you'll follow the principles within these 5 areas of exercise, nutrition, recovery, supplementation, and mindset, that you will be successful in fitness, right? So now, those are the 5 steps. Let's just break them down a little bit. And thank you, Jay, for your participation. So we're just going to break down the 5 simple steps. So let's just look at training for a moment. Now, when it comes to training, I feel like it's important to have a blend of cardiovascular exercise and strength training exercise. Now, imagine for a moment that we have a twin engine airplane and we're flying along on the airplane, and one engine is cardiovascular engine and one engine is strength training engine. Now, ideally, we want both engines going on the airplane. That's going to give us the ultimate best flight, right? So when it comes to your exercise program, and consider having both cardiovascular into your routine and strength training into your routine. Now, soon enough, very soon, you can be able to go to the Apple Store or the Android Store and download the weight loss app. I'll let you know when it's available. And it's going to have a lot of workouts to follow along with on there. So just to give you a heads up, coming soon. So thank you, Jay. Let's see. What's your thoughts on slow cardio, 30 to 45 minutes? That's a great question. What's my thoughts on slow cardio, 30 to 45 minutes? I love it. And let me tell you why. My background is in bodybuilding. And so bodybuilders really know how to get shredded, right? And one of my biggest mentors, he was a 7-time bodybuilding champion, Skip LaCour. He would love doing slow cardio. He'd do 30-minute sessions, but he'd do it. He was professional. He'd do 3, 4, 5 sessions a day, 30 minutes, just walking on the incline on the treadmill. So I do love it. I do a combination these days. One day I might do 30 minutes of steady state. One day I might do 20 minutes of HIIT, just to mix it up. But I love them both. And if I really want to step it up, I'll do the more frequency. And steady state's fine, the 30 to 40 minutes at a steady state. And just somehow maybe AM and a PM, so you can just do it once a day, twice a day. But yes, it does accelerate fat burn for sure. Yes. After a session of push, pull, or legs, will it ruin the gains? Oh, it depends on your schedule. I feel like ideally I like to split it up, like cardio in the morning, weights in the afternoon. But if I only have to put them in one session, I would do weights and then I would do cardio after. No, I don't think you're going to mess up with that. Maybe just make sure your nutrition is really on point so you don't burn muscle for energy. But no, I don't think there's any problem with that. If you're doing your strength and then you do cardio right after, that's a common approach. A lot of professionals do that. Yeah, me too. I love the recumbent bike, it's kind of like the stationary bike. Yeah. So thank you for sharing that. Absolutely. So we talked about including both cardio and strength inside the program. Right. Now, let's just look at what I call the 5 fundamentals of building out a proper exercise program. There's 5 things to look out for. 1, proper form, variety, intensity, proper training principles, and consistency. Those 5 things I feel really make a complete, well-rounded program. I drink a scoop of protein. Yeah, I like the sound of that. A scoop of protein right after the strength, and then maybe get a full-on eating after the cardio, after you do everything. That sounds good. Really well thought out, Jay. Really well thought out. So why would proper form be so important? 2 big reasons. 1, so that we work the muscle effectively. And number 2, so that we don't get an injury, so you don't get an injury, right? And then, so how can you learn to do proper form? Back in the day, I was reading books and magazines, but now there's a lot of videos on YouTube and other platforms. Just consider building out your routine for the week and then studying the exercise. Watch different video routines of people doing different movements and study them and how they do them, and try to look for people that have your similar type of genetics, and just watch and study. Become a student of proper form. Become fascinated, like a childlike enthusiasm, a fascination about learning proper form and just getting drenched in it. So very, very good way to do proper form. So variety. Now, why would we want to switch it up every now and then? Why change things occasionally? Well, mentally might get bored, right? And then also physically, have you ever heard of a plateau, right? So a plateau is where we're working out, but we're not making those gains, right? And the longer you've been working out, the faster I feel like our bodies adapt to the workouts. So at this point in my career, I love doing 4-week increments, and everybody's different. There's hundreds of ways to do it. Just do what works for you. But I'll break up. I'll do a 4-week routine, do another 4-week routine, then every 4 weeks, just changing it up, right? And that's how the apps, I'm going to have lots of workouts on the app that you can download from Android or Apple. And they're going to have 3-day routine, 3-day-a-week routines, 4-day-a-week routines, 5-day-a-week routines, and just mixing it up every 4 weeks. Consider just changing it up and doing something different. So that's variety, right? So we talked about proper form, variety. Now intensity. What comes to mind when you think about training with intensity, and why is that important? Well, that's a because that's where the overload is. That's where the challenge, that's where we're pushing our body, right? So when we're working out, say we're doing chest presses and say we're going for 12 repetitions, get 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, we barely get number 12, but we got it. Now, what's the most beneficial part of that set? The first few reps or the last few reps? Well, it'd be the last few reps. And why would it be the last few reps be the most beneficial part? That's where the challenge comes. That's where the overload comes, right? So basically, when we're working out in the gym or at home and we're working out, we're basically stressing the body out. It's through rest and recovery that the muscles grow back, overcompensate, and build on top of that muscle that we had before. It's like a defensive mechanism. So you work out, you eat, sleep, it grows back. You work out, you eat, sleep, it grows back. And it's that cycle over and over again. That's how you're going to get that progress. All right. The reps at the end, I train with 0 to 3 RIR. The reps. What do you mean by that, Jay? Let's see. Reps at the end, I train with 0 to 3 RIR. I'm not sure what that means. You mean like partials? Something like that? So we talked about proper form, variety, intensity. Now let's address proper training principles. So there's many different training principles. So there's compound sets, supersets, drop sets, reps in reverse. Oh, okay. I got to check that out. I'm not sure. 1 to 3 reps from failure. Okay. I'll have to look into that, dig into that. So proper form, variety, intensity, proper training principles, compound sets, drop sets, supersets, rest pause training. There's all kind of training principles. If you want to do a fun little research, just go on Google or and search weightlifting principles, bodybuilding principles, and you'll come up with all kind of things you can implement, and they're all going to be on the app. You can implement them into your program. And then last but not least on the training is consistency. Now, what do you think about when you think about the power of consistency with our exercise program? Well, let's think about it. Imagine if you have you and say if you have a twin of you and say you want to go for a friendly little competition. We're going to meet back here in 1 year and see who's done the best. So you start off, you work out. Let's say you're going hard 5 days a week. You exercise, you eat healthy, you're getting your rest. The other person starts off that way, but then misses a workout here and there, skips a meal here and there, doesn't always get the right amount of sleep. At the end of the year, who's going to have the best results? The consistent person is, right? Exactly. So the power of consistency in our fitness program is very, very important, right? So make a plan or pick a plan and follow through and be consistent. Be here 1 year from now and be in the process. Yes, I'll look into it, Jay. Thank you. So we talked about proper form, variety, intensity, proper training principles, and consistency. Those are the 5 what makes up a quality training program. Now, let's look at nutrition. Imagine for a moment that we want to build a beautiful 2-story house from scratch. And imagine if we only have half the materials necessary to build the house, how far are we going to get? Probably part of the way, right? Half part of the way, right? So the foods that you and I eat on a daily basis, the foods that we eat are the supplies that goes towards building our bodies. So consider that. Now, what do I recommend? I recommend a whole food, plant-based diet consisting of 50% fruits and vegetables, 25% whole grains, and 25% proteins like legumes, lentils, nuts, and seeds, and plant-based protein powders. Now, just had 600 ml of unsweetened soy, roasted oats, peanut butter, whole grain bread. Grapes. Oh man, you're speaking my language. That sounds great. Great. Now, Jay and I are both vegan and plant-based. We don't need to get into all that, but vegan is a lifestyle for the animals, mostly, but whole food plant-based is also vegan, right? But whole food plant-based really addresses just the nutritional side of things, right? So whole food plant-based is going to be 50% generally fruits and vegetables, 25% whole grains, 25% plant-based proteins. Now, if you want to dig a little bit deeper into the science behind the whole food plant-based, consider going to watch the documentary, The Game Changers. They address the science behind it and why I feel like it could do you a lot of good, right? My iron are all good, right? Blood levels are good. Nice. Wow, way to go, Jay. Right on, brother. Nice. It's good you're getting your blood test done. That's awesome. So now let's look at what happens when we eat some food. How does our body react? Well, I feel like that we're getting affected in 4 basic ways: our energy levels, our metabolism, our blood sugar levels, and our insulin levels. So imagine for a moment that we have a fireplace, and on one hand we have a stack of oak wood, and on the other hand we have a stack of paper. Now, not including kindling and getting the fire started, but if you had to choose between the oak wood or the paper to burn in your fireplace, which one would you pick and why? Well, most of us will pick the oak wood. And why? Because it can burn longer, slower, more efficiently. So foods like fruits and vegetables and whole grains and proteins like legumes, lentils, nuts, and seeds, they're going to have high fiber, and they're going to burn in your body real slow. And it's going to stabilize your insulin and your blood sugar levels, and it's going to increase your energy. You're going to feel so good and so healthy and so strong. So I encourage you to consider that list there. Vitamin D, B12, iodine. Wow. Man, you are killing it, Jay. You are killing it, brother. Nice. Wow, that's great. So we talked about training, nutrition. Let's briefly look at recovery. Recovery has been said to be the number one thing most of us can do to make the biggest impact on our health. How much sleep do you get a night? Consider this. Over the last few years, I've trained 3 different neurologists and done lots of sleep studies on sleep, studying and research. And I've ended up where, for me, and what I'm recommending to my clients and friends and family is that 7.5 to 9 hours sleep a night, and getting ideally around 2 hours of deep and 2 hours of REM. So just got to plug it in. So it's like you just schedule it in like anything else. And it's very, very important. Consider making your sleep a priority, because it has so many muscle building effects, fat burning effects, health effects. It just really is probably the number one thing that most of us can do to make the biggest impact on our health and also our fitness journey. They added it to the cow's feed. So what's that? Yeah. What did they add to the cow's feed? Right. Iodine? You know what I found, Jay? I don't know if you'd be interested. Oh, I don't have it. I might have it out. This is really interesting. 2 little hacks. I'll pause for a minute and do 2 little hacks. This is a mineral salt Baja Gold. It's got 90 different minerals in it. One of them is, I think, is iodine. And I was just turned on to this. And also, too, I just got turned on to this. Another biohack. Hydrogen tabs. Let's see if I can get the right light. Hydrogen tabs. Let's see here. I don't have a affiliate link or anything for it. I got these things on Amazon. But this is an interesting hack from someone that I respect, and cheap and very effective things. You mentioned iodine, so it got me thinking about it. Thoughts on British short hairs? I'm not sure what a British short hair is. I can look into it, but not quite sure what that is. Let's see here. Comments, chat. So we talked about training, nutrition, recovery. So 7.5 to 9 hours sleep a night, going for 2 hours of REM, 2 hours of deep. Now we just looked at some supplements. So speaking of supplements, so we talked about the 5 simple steps, just to summarize where we're at. We talked about exercise, nutrition, recovery, supplementation. I feel there are basically 2 basic categories of supplementation: nutritional supplementation and enhancement performance supplementation. So basically, I feel like a nutritional supplementation is like a shake, for example. Like this is one of my plant-based protein shakes here. Also, don't have an affiliate link for it, but you can get it anywhere. I got this at Vitamin Shop. But, this is an example of a nutritional supplement. Helps to get my protein in, and I enjoy smoothies. But then there are also enhancement performance supplements like creatine, for example, is an enhancement performance. I guess it could be considered nutritional, but it's usually used for enhancement performance supplements. So just be aware, that's the main thing, is that supplements, there's two broad categories: nutritional supplementation and enhancement performance supplementation, right? Then last but not least is going to be the mindsets. Let me catch up on the chats and we'll talk about mindsets. What was that other stuff you had other than the salt thing? Right? This thing right here, hydrogen tabs. Oh my gosh. I've got to give you some. I've been doing a lot of research on hydrogen tabs. I don't know if I have it handy here. I don't think I have it right at my, hydrogen. Yeah, so that was looking for my hydrogen research. Yeah, it's called here we go. Let's see. It's hydrogen tabs. And it just puts hydrogen in the water. And if you just do a little research on it, Jay, I think you'll find out. But there's some people I really look up to in the longevity space. And can you see it? There it is. Clearer. There you go. Dr. McCullough's H2 hydrogen tabs. Right. So you can pick it up on Amazon. And hydrogen has just a lot of value. Antioxidants, supports energy, molecular hydration or hydrogen. Let's see. Antioxidants, reduces inflammation. There's just a lot of interesting things about it. So hydrogen tabs. I just started it last week, but it's an interesting biohack. So hydrogen tabs. So let's wrap this up with mindset, right? Research high up the evidence hierarchy. I don't know what that is. Research high up there. Research high up the evidence hierarchy. So last but not least is mindset. Right now, mindset in fitness is so important. So imagine for a moment that we're trying to build a big building, a big office building, and we have one of those cranes and the person in the box controlling the crane. The person in the box is like the mind, and the crane is like our body. And that person in the box is controlling the crane like our mind controls our body. Right? So when it comes time, when you create a routine, when you create a nutritional program for yourself, when you create a sleep routine for yourself, your brain tells your body what to do, not the other way around. We don't skip workouts. We don't skip meals. We don't mess up on sleep because our brain is telling you to do it. If you get that resistance, now sometimes imagine for a moment that we're in the ocean. And if you've ever been in the ocean, you know how the tide can kind of take you down the ocean like that? Well, sometimes this fitness journey can kind of feel like you're going against the tide. So you're swimming against the tide. But you know how we break that resistance? Is we're consistent. We're consistent with the training, with the nutrition, with the sleep, with the supplementation, with our strong mindset. Day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, full moon at the full moon, year after year, decade after decade, consistently exercising, eating healthy, getting our rest, supplementing intelligently, working on our mindset. That's the power of mindset. So I encourage you to have a strong mindset, to use an affirmation around your fitness goals, like I am happy and grateful now that I am. State your weight and your body fat percent. Hierarchy of evidence. Let's see here. Yeah, no, I really didn't know what that was. Let's see here. Oh, from strongest to weakest. I mean, that makes sense. So you're saying about the hierarchy of evidence from strongest to weakest? Okay, I'm not sure how you reference, like how you referencing it, Jay. I'm not sure what you mean, but oh, like but did you get the stuff you were looking for? The hydrogen and then the minerals. I think I might have put it back. The gold bond salt. Yeah, gold bond salt. It's got over 90 different minerals in it. And then the hydrogen, consider doing research on hydrogen tabs, adding it to your water. It is a biohack that's really underrated. So it's extremely important. Yeah, no, I agree. From what I looked here, Jay, it just says levels of evidence from strongest to weakest. Yeah, I understand. That makes sense. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. So thank you very, very much. So my goal is to come here, be with you every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got off a little track today, but that's my goal. And of course, if you miss it, I'll do it, and then it'll be on the replay. So thank you, Jay, so much for your time and energy. I'm going to look up some of these things we were talking about, like the RIR. And thank you so much for all your participation, Jay. I appreciate it very much. And good luck with your T-bar. I don't know if you already did. Did you already do the T-bar row video, or is that coming later? Golden to know. Wow, I got it right here. Thank you, thank you. So I can't wait to see that T-bar row video, Jay. Be blessed. Have a great health and fitness night and rest of your coming up weekend. I'll be back live on Sunday. And animal studies. Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, we don't like it. We don't want the animal studies, right? No, thank you, Jay. No, the hydrogen and the salt was people based. So appreciate it, and remember that our health is wealth. So what does it matter what earthly possessions that we have if we don't have our health? So consider that our health is wealth. And be on the lookout for Jay's releasing a video in about 10 minutes on the T-bar row. Appreciate your support, Jay. Appreciate everyone else. Thank you for your time and energy. Be blessed. Remember that health is wealth. And I'll be back. Bye for now.